Hello everyone and welcome to From the Heart Friday, session 172 with me, Jessica Brigden of Jess B, Creative Cardiology. Hello, hello. I'm so glad you're here. Today we are going to be playing with the Regency Park Suite collection of products from the mini catalog. This is on pages 30 and 31 here. This is quite the collection. It actually involves 2 stamp sets, a punch, some dies, gorgeous ribbon and embellishments, and even some specialty papers as well. I think it's a really beautiful collection. I've actually designed a whole class around it, and I will share the details of that here in the video description as well. I do have just a couple of to-go packs available. And then there's a tutorial that you can purchase and view on your own at your convenience. So I think you're going to love these products and these projects that I'm going to share with you. So I'm going to flip the camera here so we can go ahead and get started. All right, if you're watching, go ahead and leave me a comment. Let me know that you are here. All right, so you can see here we have not even 2 weeks left to the month of February, which means Stampin' Up! Sale A Bration is also coming to a close. In fact, Sale A Bration items are while supplies last, and the most popular Dainty Flowers Designer Series paper actually went out of stock yesterday. So if you have a favorite Sale A Bration item and you have yet to get it, make sure you act quickly. Head over to the online store. You can use my host code here. That associates your order with me as your demonstrator and notifies me that I can send you your tutorials and the free gifts that I offer each month. All right, that's one way of you use the code and then I can send you my thank you gifts. All right, so here we have the Regency Park collection of products. All right, first off, we have the Petal Park stamp set along with the coordinating punch. All right, you can do that as a bundle. There's also the Sentimental Park stamp set. This one has all the sentiments, and then it also has an amazing set of dies that go with it. They cut out each of the floral images, but there's also some really neat little banner sentiment pieces here as well. We have, excuse me, the Regency Park paper pack. This is a 6x6 stack, 48 6x6 sheets, and the patterns are beautiful. And actually, a couple of these patterns here actually coordinate with the punch. You can die cut the flowers from the paper, so you do have to fussy cut just a little bit to get around the flowers to punch them out, but they actually will work. So you can punch out the flowers from each of these patterns here, which is always a bonus when the punch or the dies coordinate and work with the designer series paper too. So beautiful papers, lots of fun colors in here. We have some balmy blue and night of navy. Those are our blues. We have the shaded spruce is our green. We have petal pink and sweet sorbet as our pinks and our red. And then mango melody is our bold yellow here. And actually So Saffron is a nice complement to that as well, even though it's not listed here on the paper pack. And then check out this ribbon. This is the Night of Navy ribbon here. It's a, well, they're just calling it a bordered ribbon, but it has a shimmer to it, so it's really pretty. Hi Doris, hello, hello. All right, love this. Okay, so we're going to do a couple of projects today. First one is going to be inspired by the catalog page here on page 30. And I thought you might wonder about this ribbed paper. This is actually the textured shimmer paper. I have some of that here. However, the paper does not come in pink. It comes in balmy blue, white, and shaded spruce. All right, so you get 2 each of the 12 by 12 sheets. So 6 sheets total in there. And you guys, I think the light is picking that up. You guys can see the shimmer to that. Hi, Lori. Hello, hello. Okay, so what we're going to do for this first card, I move things out of the way here so we can actually have a clear work surface. All right, so this first project here uses some petal pink cardstock. All right, half sheet, 5.5 by 8.5. Hello, Lori. Hi, Diana. Oh, good. This collection is on your wish list. Yeah, so I will let everybody know, since this is a punch bundle, this is a collection that has a punch bundle in there. Punches have been super popular. You guys may have realized the Shamrock Clover Punch sold out. The Heart Punch is out of stock until like April. The Bunny Punch went out of stock already. That's out of stock until sometime in May. So that basically leaves our Flower Punch. This you have, it's a 4-in-1, so you've got 3 sizes of flowers and a petal in here. If punches are your thing, all right, we all love the convenience and the ease of just grabbing a punch and not having to set up the die cut machine and things. It's just quick and easy. Do not wait, because punches have been flying off the shelves. So don't wait, because it could go out of stock quickly. And if they do, Stampin' Up! Does decide to restock it, who knows how long that could take. So don't wait on this bundle. Okay, so what I'm going to do is, my fingers aren't working here. I have cut a piece of this basic white textured shimmer paper. You can see it's kind of got a ribbed design to it. All right, so this is 3 3/4 by 5. I want a 1/2 inch smaller than my border. I also cut my, we've got sweet sorbet flowers or just petal pink polka dots. Here, I also cut that to 3 3/4 by 5. And what we're gonna do is grab our paper trimmer, and we are going to take our polka dot piece here, and we're going to trim off a section of that. Okay, so we're going to put that here in our trimmer. So I want it to go from the top right corner. I don't want it to go all the way to the other corner. I want to come up just a little bit. So I'm going to set this here in the track of my trimmer, and then go ahead and trim that off. So I'll save this top piece for another project, and this is the one we're going to use. Okay. All right, so what we'll do first is go ahead and adhere our textured shimmer paper to our card front. All right, so you don't need any special adhesive with this. Your Stampin' Seal works just fine, or your liquid glue, whatever you prefer. All right, this is going to go right on the front, and then I want the polka dots showing, so we're going to put our adhesive here on the back side of this, and then mount that right here on the front. All right, so we've got this nice overlay two-tone going on here. All right, so one of my favorite things from the Sentimental Park bundle here, I love these dies. So for this particular project, we're going to use the smaller die, but it actually has a fun little floral detail to it. So this is what it looks like when I die cut it from some basic white cardstock. So I do need to just poke out a couple of those little pieces. All right, but it die cuts nice and smooth and clean. All right, so with this piece here, I'm actually going to pull in just a little scrap, and I'm going to take this bouquet flower image here, and we're going to just stamp a little detail on the back here with some petal pink. All right, now I was actually going to show you, and I got carried away. You can actually color this white textured shimmer. You can actually take your blends and add a little bit of color on there. You can see just a little bit. I have a little bit of light pink on there. You should do that before you stick it down if you want to add a little color to it, but the white is pretty there too. All right, so I'm going to use this petal pink ink and my bouquet of flowers. We're going to just stamp on here kind of randomly. Okay, all right. Just adds a little visual detail behind there. Then we can get rid of the scrap piece. Put our adhesive on the back here. And I'm going to place this towards the right hand side here of my card. All right, just like that. Okay, so for the next thing, we're going to build a flower. So I'm going to use, again, the Sentimental Park bundle. We're going to use this long stem. And then I'm going to actually pull in the punch, all right, to create our flowers there. Now, when it comes to the stem, I used some shaded spruce cardstock, and I pulled out my adhesive sheets. So your adhesive sheets, they're 6 inches by 12 inches. They come 12 sheets to a pack. So one pack lasts a long, long time. And what I did, I actually took out a sheet, trimmed it down to size. So you can see I've got a couple of leftover pieces. Just trim off how much you need. Adhere it to the back of your cardstock first, and then run it through your die cut machine so that when you pull it out, look at that, I already have the adhesive layer here on my die cut. All I have to do is just gently peel off the adhesive. All right, that helps pull out all the little pieces too. So just pull that off gently. All right, you guys, I think you can see a little bit the sticky is on there. That makes it so easy. So now I can just take it directly to my project, stick it down, and look at that. I didn't have to mess with any glue, anything, you know, poking out the edges. My card front is nice and smooth. There's no sticky parts. All right, so I love the adhesive sheets to work with these fine detailed dies here. Okay, so I'm going to just stick that back in here. Now I could use some of these individual flower dies, but I wanted to show you guys the punch. So we're going to use, first we've got our outline image here. All right, so we'll do that first. And I'm going to stamp my flowers. Let's go ahead and let's see here. So I'm going to stamp, I've got a 2.5 inch piece of basic white. That seems to be a good size for this. All right, for going and stamping your flowers. So you want to look at your punch when you go ahead to do this. So the largest flower is down towards the right, and then it kind of angles up. So when you're stamping here on your basic white, make sure your larger flower is down towards the bottom here. All right, so let's go ahead and stamp first in some sweet sorbet. Okay, so again, keep that larger flower down towards the bottom a little bit. Okay, so that's our detailed outline image. Then what we'll do, because this is designed as a two-step, they can work individually, but you can layer them. So now I'm going to take the solid image and we'll fill this in. All right, so again, put this on your block. I'm going to use petal pink for this one to coordinate with the rest of my card here. So ink up our petal pink. Then go ahead and line this up over top. Nice thing about photopolymer, you can see what you're doing there. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. And then we'll come in with our punch. And look at that. Lines up perfectly. Pop those out. All right, so we're going to use this for the next card too, so that's why I've got a longer piece there. Then we just need some dimensionals here for our flowers. So I'm going to use the full size for the large, full size for the medium. Could probably fit a full size on there, but I'm using up a sheet here, so I'll just take a little hunk for the little one. All right, and then we can just go ahead and place our flowers on our card. Of course, I want the largest flower here towards the top. All right, so we can put these anywhere we want. If we want a little scrap for the words, let's see here. Pull in my bag of scraps here. That's what I do with my skinny little basic weight pieces. All right, we've got a skinny little piece. I'm thinking that I might want to die cut that with something smaller. Let me see here. I'm looking for my flower dies here. See what I did with those. Okay, where did they go? So I wanted something small. All right, this is what I wanted. A little something fancy has this nice skinny little die. Love that piece. Okay, so I'm gonna pull in my mini blue. All right, mini blue here. You can get for just $30 with the purchase of your Stampin' Up! Starter Kit here through February 28th. You can also choose $175 worth of product. You pay only $99 for it, which is a total steal. All right. Okay, so we need our base number 1 here. Okay, and then clear plate number 2. I don't know if you guys can see that in the camera, so I used base number 1. It's got the little picture on it for dies. Clear plate number 2. Then we're going to put our paper on here and our die. And then top that also with my next clear plate. Okay. And then go ahead and insert those into my machine. Hold on with one hand, crank with the other. All right. Nice and smooth there. Now I've got the perfect little piece for my sentiment. I love it. Simple little die, but I love that. Okay, so now we'll come in here. How about we could go with, there's so many different ways you can mix and match these sentiments. So how about we go with best wishes? That would work. Okay, that can kind of be used for any occasion here. So I'm going to pull off best wishes. Hi Kim, how's it going? Okay. Oops, and I've got my flowers stuck to the back of my case. All right, I better leave them there so I know where they are. And then we'll put them on the card as soon as I decide where I want my sentiment to go. Okay. Do you have this set, Kim? Because this is the one that Bonnie and I were talking about using for our tutorials. Love a good punch bundle. Okay, so just stamped my best wishes right there on my sentiment label. Let's go ahead and pop this up with a couple of, let's use the edge pieces here for our set. Okay. Yeah, this is the whole set, the sentiment piece here, plus the flowers. Okay. Great set. All right, so let's go ahead and put on our sentiment here. All right, and then we can peel the flowers off of our stamp set. Hi, Wendy. Doing well, thank you. The weather's changing. I've had a headache for a couple of days. I think it's weather related. And because of the change in pressure, we had beautiful 60+ degree weather on Wednesday, and then today it's trying to snow again. So oh, let's just do this. We'll just kind of place some around our card because they're so cute. All right, and then we've got these coordinating adhesive backed milky dots. Fun patterns in here. Let's see, I think I want to go, well, let's go with the pink. I'm going to use the large one for the largest flower. And I've got a little one left for the tiny flower. And I need to order another package of these. I used them for my card class, and so I didn't really save any for myself. So we'll go ahead and use a larger one on that as well. All right. What do you guys think? Isn't that cute? Really simple and so pretty. And I love the texture, the shimmer. I love the glass dots there, and really, really cute. All right, so that was our first project. Second one, we are changing up our color scheme a little bit. We are going with the blues. So we did the pinks. Now we're going to go with the blues. So we have balmy blue for our card base on this one. Again, 5.5 by 8.5. Okay. Now with this one, I cut a piece of balmy blue that is 4.25 by 5. So it's not quite the full length of the card. And then I've cut a basic white layer. We're going to do our stamping on this and layer this over top. And this one is also 4.25, but it's 4.75. All right, and we're going to do a neat little stamping, mirror stamping on the front of this. However, because this Night of Navy layer is going to be hidden here behind and have just the edges peek out, I took the largest flower banner die. All right, so out of all these, then we also have this one, a larger piece, and I die cut right out of the center of that because that's going to be hidden. Nobody's going to see it. And check this out. Again, we'll just, most of the little pieces came out. We've got just a couple little itty bitty pieces. They pop out real easy. Like I said, this die set cuts really nice. Okay, so just those itty bitty. All right, so the neat thing about this die that you can't really tell just from looking at the die is it actually has these little slits in it. So if you use the solid die piece, this is designed so that this one actually slips right inside. All right, so if you line it up just right, it slips in there and it creates a border for it. All right, is that not the coolest thing ever? I was so excited to learn that that's how those worked together. So I'm going to take this out first because that way we can decide what kind of sentiment we might want on here. In fact, how about we just go ahead and do let's see, we could go ahead and do a thinking of you even. So we're going to do the thinking of. Now I need to grab the U because that is actually on another block for another project I was doing. All right, so we'll get that ready. Let me peel this off here. Okay, so we're going to use the thinking of. Let me grab the U stamp. Okay, real quick. Oh, here comes Ziggy. Ziggy Stampin' Kitty sits right outside my craft room door if I happen to shut her out. All right, so I'm going to line these up here on my grid because what I want to do, let's get the U down. I'm using it right on that line. All right, and I gonna bring it down and just touch them together there. I'm gonna come in with my Night of Navy. Okay, and then I can stamp them both together right there on the front. Okay. Yeah, isn't that cool? So this whole collection actually has two, the Stampin' Die bundle and then the Stampin' Punch bundle. So it's a really neat collection. Okay, so now that we've got that done, I am going to put a little bit of adhesive. I know it kind of slips right in those kind of bookends there, but I want to make sure it doesn't pop out just in case. So I'm going to stick that in the one side, and then we'll just gently pull that up and then slip it here in the other side. Okay, line it up so it's nice and smooth. Perfect. Okay, so before I glue anything down, we're going to do our stamping here on our basic white. And we are going to use the two-tone leaves here from our Petal Park. Wendy's cat is curled up on her lap, keeping her nice and warm. Aw. If I would sit still, then Ziggy would be on my lap. She's actually spent most of her afternoon so far curled up in the chair next to my stamping table. So she likes to be close by. Okay, so we're going to take our detailed image first. That's just what I like to do. I like to do the detailed first. We're going to stamp this in some shaded spruce here. Looks like I need to re-ink my shaded spruce ink pad. Get that nice and gooey. Let's see, I might need to, all right, I can always flip this over. Let's see here. All right, that came out okay, but it's not quite as dark as I want. So actually, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to re-ink this. I'm going to do this in Night of Navy, and then I will do my solid leaves in the shaded spruce. All right, so come in here with the Night of Navy first. Okay. Then I'm going to come in, I'm going to ink it again. And I'm going to flip it and come in here and line it up on the bottom. So that way we've got kind of an offset of each side there. All right, so that was the Night of Navy. Okay, peel that one off. Now we're going to come in with our solid leaves. Okay, so with these, it's all one piece. However, they are obviously a little bit flexible. So to get this aligned just right before I stick it on my block, I like to place it directly here on my stamped piece. Get it all lined up. See how it's a little, kind of naturally a little offset. So go ahead, pull it into shape here. Okay, get it lined up just where you're gonna want it. Then come in, place your block on top. And now we can ink it up. And this time when we go to stamp it, it will fit just where we want it, right inside each of those detailed leaf pieces. Okay. All right. Love that. Perfect. Okay, and then we're going to re-ink it. Okay, this time flipped it around a little bit. Oops. Okay, come down here. Again, line it up. And stamp. Okay, I found this one's actually pretty easy. If you have a hard time seeing, you could always pull out your Stamparatus. This is a great set for that. But I found that it's actually quite easy to line those up. So now I'm going to layer this piece onto the Night of Navy. So I'll go ahead and put all of my adhesive on here. So I want a little bit of a border, about 1/4 of an inch of a border along the top and the bottom. And then I'm going to take that gorgeous Night of Navy shimmer ribbon, and right here across the middle, we're going to cut a length of the ribbon just a little wider. Now I'm going to take it over, put my adhesive here on the back side. Okay, again, pull that ribbon across the center, tuck the ends behind. I like to put a little extra ribbon there, a little extra adhesive there on my ribbon ends. Okay, now I can come in and place this on the front of my card. All right, looks good. All right, so now we just need some flowers. So there's a couple ways you could do this. You could, I'm using my E-block here for everything. So I'm going to come in first, again, with my detailed flowers. So you could ink this up and kind of stamp here on your card, kind of directly where you want it to go. You could do that kind of ahead of time. So you can kind of see that I didn't ink anything. I just used residual ink that's on here. Kind of indicates, allows me to take the placement, exactly know where they're spaced. Again, just kind of did that. All right, put a little kind of a shadow on there so I know exactly where I want my flowers to go. Now I can come back in with that basic white. We're going to use our flowers here. Let's go ahead. Let's just do everything in navy for the detail. All right, so again, make sure that larger flower at the bottom is towards the edge of your paper. We're going to do 2 sets of these because we have 2 sets of leaves here. Okay. All right, and then, oops, I just stuck my finger in my ink pad. Let me go ahead and wipe that off so I don't smear it on the front of my card. Oh my goodness, inky fingers. Okay, then we'll come in with our solid stamp. And what colors should we do? Should we go kind of, well, I'm thinking let's do yellow for the centers. You know what? Let's go kind of crazy. Let's do blue. How about that? How about we go with balmy blue here? Hi, Pauline. Hello, hello. Okay, thanks for joining me today. We are playing with the Sentimental Park, or Regency Park. A part of the whole Regency Park is the name of the collection. And then there's the Sentimental Park and the Petal Park that goes with that. All right, so we're using the balmy blue for our flowers. Okay. Fun. Okay. All right. Love that. We can come in here and just pop these out. Like I said, love a good punch bundle. Just so quick and easy. Okay. All right, so we've got these. Now let me kind of line this up. I want this to go across the front. So that means I'm actually going to glue my larger flowers. Just put a little Stampin' Seal on those to glue them flat. Okay, so then you can just line them up over your, let's see here, which way did they go? I always look for like a distinct part. Okay. So just kind of go right over top of those. All right, so glued those flat. Now I can come in, put some dimensionals on my sentiment piece, using up the edges here. Come on here. Sale A Bration is a great time to stock up on your cardstocks and adhesives. Some of those more boring items, but necessities nonetheless. So great time to get those ordered and then get some fun freebies. All right, so let's go ahead. Let's put this here across the front. So we've got the large flowers kind of peeking out the top and the bottom. I love the detail from the die cut. All right, and then take, again, just using up my sheet of dimensionals here. Okay, and then let's cut smaller pieces for my smaller flowers. Okay, there we go. All right, perfect. So again, we can take these, just line them up right over so you know exactly where you wanted them to go. They come in with the little ones. Here we go. All right, so nobody even sees the little shadow. You're just using that as a self-guide for those here. Okay, isn't that cute? And again, come in here with our milky dots. And let's go ahead and use the larger ones for the medium-sized flowers. And then we'll use the small ones for the tiny flowers. I was going to use yellow, wasn't I? But I really kind of like this whole blues card here. It's just real classy. Isn't that pretty? Hello, Donna. Thanks for joining. All right. So what do you guys think? We have used the whole Regency Park collection here. So we've used different elements from the gorgeous Designer Series paper pack. You can go super bold and bright. You can also go quite subtle. All right, and then there are some neutral designs on the back. You've got polka dots, kind of a basket weave patterns, some stripes. Okay, so you have more of your solid color images for the back, and then on the other side is where you've got your bright colors. And like I said, there's a couple of the patterns in here that you can punch the flowers from here with the punch. Love it when those coordinate. All right, we had our Sentimental Park. This is the set that has the sentiments. It's also got these amazing dies in here. I love the intricacy of these label dies and that they've got this flower detailing on both the large and the smaller one. All right, gorgeous, nice stem in here. And then that also works beautifully here with our Petal Park, which is the one that is bundled here with our stamp set there. So again, punches are flying off the shelf. So if the punch is in your list, make sure you get it sooner rather than, because it could be not at all or it could be way later. All right, so super fun collection. I've linked the details to the online store there in the video description. I'll also post, I have a tutorial for my Regency Park class, all right, as well as a couple of to-go kits as well. But just take just a moment. I got these beautiful swaps as well from some of my team and other demonstrator friends. This first one here also uses what I did not use, the basket weave embossing folder. This is the actual, they're calling it the cane weave. All right, but this card was from my friend and team member Angie Smith, and she layered the punched flowers, did a little sponging on the edges, and they look so lifelike, very 3D on here really pretty. This fun fold was from my fellow demonstrator and friend, Susie Wood. Isn't that cute? Check this out. Little fun fold there. This one was from demonstrator friend Sandy Carlson. Just really simple. Let the designer series paper be the focal point. All right, just a nice simple card. Beautiful. And then this one was from Sharon Bauk, another demo friend. This is a bookbinding card. And so the front folds back. Isn't that cute? So such a variety of ways to use this collection of products, whether you're using stamping and punching, stamping and die cutting, extra embossing. Lots of fun projects to be made with this. So I hope you've enjoyed today's video and the projects that we made today. I so appreciate you joining me. I just want to say thank you to all of you when you do place an order or purchase a tutorial or leave comments here on my video. It means so much to me. Every customer, every team member, everybody is an individual, and I know them all. I know you all by name. Don't ever think that you're just a number or a dollar sign. I so appreciate that. Your support of my small business really does make a difference. It's not, you know, I'm not getting paid by Stampin' Up! To do these videos. I'm not even getting compensation from YouTube because my channel is so small that I'm not getting anything from that yet. So really your orders and things like that, it really does make a difference to me. I appreciate it so much. If you ever have any questions for me about Stampin' Up! Products, my classes or projects, or becoming a demonstrator and joining my Creative Cardiology team, please reach out to me. I'd love to chat with you. I'd love to help you in any way that I can. And just know that I appreciate you so much. So thank you guys so much. Oh, Tisha, you're home with COVID quarantining. Well, I'm glad to be a creative distraction for you a little bit. And I know you're jumping on here towards the end, so hopefully you can go back and watch the replay there. But thank you guys so much. Have a wonderful weekend. Get better soon, Tisha. Stay warm, stay cozy wherever you are. And I look forward to stamping with you again soon. Thank you. Bye-bye.